Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorenzo, your host, your friend, your coach. Today, I have another great guest, my new dear friend, Anna Leverents from beautiful tropical Germany in the Black Forest. We connected to the universe. She found me on Google while she was searching for podcasting, and she found me. We connected. She attended and completed the recent 5-day Profitable Podcast Launch Challenge last week. And after chatting with her, I knew that I had to bring her to the show to share her story. And here she is. She's a woman with a big heart. And what she's doing, she's guiding people to become the person they're meant to be in this life. So we're going to unpack all of that in a moment. So Anna, or rather, amazing Anna, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure's all mine. We're going to talk about your business and all that good stuff in a moment. But for people who don't know you, tell us, as a human being and as a woman, who's Anna?
I'm naturally curious. I'm interested in everything. I want to go, I always wanted to know how this world really works, and then why it does not work, and what to do about it. And I'm passionate about helping people to deal with the challenges of this world, and there is many at these times. And personally, I like to hike.
Okay.
And to rebound between sessions to get the lymph flowing again. And the passion of mine is photography.
Okay.
Writing and graphic design.
Beautiful. That's awesome. So the first thing I'd like to do, Anna, is I'd like to ask you a series of rapid fire questions to further get to know you as a person. Ready?
Yeah.
So tell us, Anna, what makes you happy?
To be in nature. I'm lucky to be in the Black Forest, and when I've done my work, I just go outside. There is the forest right away starting, and go for a walk. And when I have more time, hiking and really relaxing, connecting with nature.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What makes you smile?
Many little things during the day.
Like what?
The little things. You make me smile.
Oh, thank you. Now, let's take the happiness factor a couple of notches higher. What makes your heart sing? What sets your soul on fire? And what makes you come alive?
Good question. When I'm in alignment with what I am and what I'm meant, it sounds a bit theoretical. Just during the day, when I'm in the flow, when I'm doing what I'm meant to do and what I have to do, and when I'm not resisting, no matter what comes up the day. And I said, okay, I go with the flow, and when I flow with it, then comes joy. Joy is in non-resistance.
I love that. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, what makes you sad and angry?
Looking at the world in the state it is.
I'm with you. Yes. What scares you?
Nothing. No more.
I've
been through quite a lot of shit. I'm still here, and there's nothing that can scare me because I know I'm divinely guided and protected.
I completely agree and relate with that. Isn't it very powerful and liberating once you've gone through a lot of crap, as you said? Nothing else really phases you. Just like the saying, if something doesn't kill you, what is it? It doesn't kill you, it makes you better.
It makes you stronger and wiser.
Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful. What would you say is your number one personal superpower?
Perceiving unobvious connections and the unexpected possibilities, and pointing it out and helping people to take action.
Love that. What was the last time that you had one of those unforgettable laughs, the type that makes your cheeks hurt, your stomach hurt, and even have Tears of joy.
I can hardly hear you. You are frozen.
Really? Can you hear me now?
The picture is frozen. I hear you. Yeah, back again.
Okay. So, as I said, when was the last time you had one of those laughs that make your cheeks hurt, your stomach hurt, and gives you tears of joy and literally rolling on the floor like a little kid?
Parts of it. So the entire package I did not have. But really what makes me laugh is, again, the many little things and perceiving the absurdity sometimes of a situation.
Yes, 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 yes. What is one thing that you used to value that you don't value anymore?
Don't value anymore. Say recognition from the wrong people, just being recognized as an expert and all this crap.
Completely agree
It
with
no
you.
longer has value for me.
Yes, I'm with you. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, what is one thing that you did not value before, but now you're valuing more and more?
The personal connection, when I start talking with people or people like you, we just have met and at a certain point we shared and have such a deep connection and similarities.
Yes, yes, yes. Love that, love that. Awesome. Moving forward, you enjoy traveling, don't you?
No longer. With all the restrictions, it's no longer fun. I used to.
We can talk about travels another time, but I'd like to take you down a different type of traveling, down memory lane. Go back to growing up. You know, when we're kids, people around us, family, friends, teachers, neighbors, friends always ask us, "Hey, Anna, what do you want to become when you grow up?" What was the answer to that as a little girl?
I never knew.
Ah,
I never knew because what was offered to me in my surroundings or my family, it didn't resonate. I never fit into boxes. I was notorious for jumping out of boxes. And, well, I had a proper education. I was working in the corporate world. I was good at it. I didn't like it. There was something missing. And this was the something missing was guiding or say pulling me through all the boring outside world mess I had to deal with to survive, or not to survive, but not really thriving because something was missing. And the something missing I found in my, well, unusual path with many interruptions, changes, because change is sort of my middle name. And I finally got where I'm meant to be with a lot of knowledge and experience. And that is the foundation of what I do now for quite a while, 30 plus years. And so I was guided. So I was trained by life because that's what I'm meant to be, what I'm meant to do. You cannot learn at school or university.
absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of school, growing up, what was your relationship with school? Did you love school or did you hate school?
Neither, something in between. I liked some people and I liked some of the stuff that I was taught, but basically, not really. I did not really like it.
Okay. What was your favorite? What was your most favorite and least favorite subject in school?
English.
Okay. Why English?
I like languages. I like to communicate in another language. So this was my first foreign language. And it's very helpful indeed.
Indeed, yeah. How many languages do you speak?
Well, speaking only English and German at the moment, but I was speaking Spanish when I was living in Spain for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But, well, use it or lose it, so I lost it. And funny enough, at school, I was learning for 1.5 years Russian.
Oh, interesting.
That was an interesting experience.
Yeah. How about French?
No. Well, I
And
had to learn Latin, so I had to
ah,
choose between Latin and French, and I wanted to learn French, but
uh,
in order to do so, I had to move to another class. So I said,
ah,
no, I want to stay with my crowd. And so I went for Latin, and I really disliked it.
yeah.
But the good thing about knowing something about Latin is it gives you foundation for the words in English, in Spanish, and other languages.
Yeah, most of the Romance language, we have six, seven languages. They all come from the same roots, the Latin.
Exactly.
Awesome. And one thing that has helped me a lot in learning and keeping my languages has been music. So I learned Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese strictly through music without taking a single class. Music and interacting with people. And so you're saying that you don't have any more interaction with Spanish world? Music can help. If you have any
Absolutely. And these languages, they are musical in a way.
yes, especially the Latin ones. Yes, indeed. Moving forward, imagine that we're in the same class, say in grade 10 or 11. What kind of a student, what kind of girl were you back then? Were you the shy one, the quiet one, the nerdy one, the superstar, the athlete, or the chatterbox? Or the one always
No, I was
making.
a shy one because
Okay.
I was I never belonged. I
Mhm.
never really I did not fit in, but I managed to blend in
Ah, interesting. Okay.
because I was so different. Back then, I did not have the tools and the experience to handle it, so I
Mhm.
rather stayed in the background.
Yes, yes, yes. And when you were in school, were you popular with the boys?
It was a girls' school.
How about university after that?
I did not go to university.
Oh, okay. Okay. So growing up, were you popular with the boys?
Say not popular in the way today is popular,
Yeah.
but well liked.
Okay. Awesome. Do you remember what was your very first job? And do you remember how much you get paid the first time you worked? It can be any job.
Yes, it was an office job working as a secretary.
You remember how much you get paid?
No, very little. I remember it was very, very little, even back then.
Yeah. And do you remember what you did with your first paycheck? Did you remember what you bought for yourself? Or what did you do? You save it? Did you buy something for yourself?
It was so little. I spent it. I don't remember on what.
Okay.
Maybe some piece of clothing.
Yeah. Moving forward, how would you describe your path from the moment you left school to now? Would you say you were pretty much, as soon as you get into one lane, you was set for life, smooth sailing, or was it more like turns and twists, like a roller coaster?
Turns and twists.
Oh, yeah.
Change. It's all about change. Not voluntary. It just so happens. Companies folding.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but it looked weird from the outside, and people always asked, "What's wrong with you? Why can't you keep a job?" and stuff like this. Well, it's just part of who I am, my path.
I can relate with that as well. Absolutely. Tell us about your path. So, what did you major in university, and what kind of career did you have so far in your life?
No, I just after school I had an apprenticeship,
Oh, okay.
and it was a very good foundation for everything else because um, learning about it was an industrial company, so I learned really the very basics and some details. And what I liked most during my apprenticeship was in the advertising and marketing department. So I really loved this
Mm-hmm.
and was pondering, because I have a love. Now I know it's about graphic design. I love it. Back then, without computers, it was difficult, and the psychology behind it. So I was pondering about studying psychology or going into advertising. But then I realized I love it a lot, and I can do a lot being creative and persuasive, because there was this book, The Hidden Persuaders. And I thought, no, I do not want to influence people in that way. So I kept going. But there was this love for it and the talent, and it came in handy later, or now, later and now. So I can do my own creative work, like the background here. And I know about many things that are helping me to perceive through the veil, to
Beautiful.
look at what is really going on. And that helps me in my personal life and in my work.
So you created the background yourself, the one behind you? Wow.
Well, with the help of Canva.
Of course, yeah. It's beautiful. Well done. You know, there's a saying that says, change your story, change your life. And what I mean, change your story internally to change your reality externally. So how did you, in your darkest time in your life so far, the most challenging one, how did you change your story internally to change your reality externally?
When I realized, when I hit rock bottom the second time, and I remembered the first time, and I thought, I can make myself comfortable, like many. But then again, the only way is up. And I decided to go there. And an interesting thing is I'm about quantum leaps. I'm a quantum leap facilitator. And I noticed to have a quantum leap, funny enough, you have to have a solid foundation. And rock bottom is a very solid foundation.
Yes. What was your rock bottom about? Can't hear you, sorry.
Say again?
What was your rock bottom?
When my life sort of ended, everything fell apart. And back then I was in a program, and they were based in Hawaii. And I decided to join one of their events. And it was really, everything sort of ended. And I decided I sell everything. I just was left with 2 bags. Back then it was possible to travel with 2 bags without paying a fortune. So it was about my belongings were about 30 kilos and in 2 bags, moving to Hawaii on a tourist visa, staying there for a while, getting in touch with the people of this program, of this group. And it was in beautiful Hawaii, the big island. And then I moved to Oahu because there is more possibilities. And because of the Hawaiian way of living and everything, everything changed within me. And the most interesting thing is all the tourists, they are comparing how beautiful Hawaii is compared to back home. And my most important lesson was I was here and now. Earth was my home. I had nothing to compare my situation to because back home no longer existed. And I started living in the now. And unknowingly, I started to flow. I go with the flow. And when you do not compare your situation to your past, and you are in an environment where you're not forced or challenged to project into the future something you fantasize about. So that was really a big turning point.
Beautiful. And how was that turning point being instrumental in where you are now and finding your path?
It was instrumental in really giving me a beautiful and safe space to be transformed.
Mm-hmm.
And with this transformation coming back to Europe, to Germany, it was sort of a culture shock. But with the peace and the clarity I gained, I had a solid foundation to move differently.
How differently?
Being the observer, being part, taking part, being consciously aware, being the observer, not being pulled into all this hype and frenzy and fear.
Okay. So, how did you end up in the path that you're right now? Tell us about the process and the progress and all that.
Step by step by step. I did not have plans. Life had plans, and I followed. And yes, there was some. There is no shortcuts. Shortcuts are a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And just going, taking step by step.
Yeah.
There was no plan. I did not have plans. Life had plans. The Creator had plans with me.
It's all about surrendering and trusting the process, one day at a time, one step at a time.
Exactly. Surrender is the key.
Yes.
Because there is the illusion of control.
Mm-hmm.
There is no control.
Yeah.
And when you surrender, because there is a bigger plan for your life, and it is in your favor. And along this path, I had what people call miracles. It was more than good luck, it was miracles. And I learned it is quite simple with the miracles. You simply have to get out of your own way, allow, and flow.
Love that.
Because we don't know what we don't know, and we have the illusion to know and to control. Surrender and flow.
So how did you get to that yourself? How did you realize that you had to get out of your own way yourself so you can allow the miracles to come and guide you?
I had a very interesting experience, my second rock bottom. It was not so dramatic, not for me with this experience. It was on Good Friday in 1999 when I was living in Spain for quite a while. And I was watching, it was very different than today. And one of the challenges back then was not only to have a job, but I'd get paid for it and to find accommodation that is affordable because of the holiday seasons. So it was not unusual back then that people find themselves without a job and without any money and without accommodation because people had to share because it was too big and too expensive, so they had to share. And at some point, people could not share, pay, got kicked out. So I was watching this again and again and again. I thought, ooh, quite scary to watch. And I knew one day it would be me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. So I was sharing accommodation with a friend of mine, say friend, sort of friend. And she was spiritual. And she was, anyway, so we hit both rock bottom at the same time, and the lease was in her name. And one day she declared, my spiritual guidance says you have to leave by tomorrow. Yep. I said, okay. My body relaxed. Funny enough, my body relaxed because this situation finally ends. And I had 24 hours. So I made plans how to pack. I had no idea where to go. I had no money. My phone had no money on it. It was Good Friday, holiday season. All the people I knew were on holiday. So anyways, the next morning I had to leave. And I grabbed my bag. I had to leave my stuff in the house. And she threatened if I'm not able to get my stuff out by 8 o'clock, she herself will put it outside in the garbage, and it was collected 9 o'clock, anything next to the garbage by the garbage collectors.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, I grabbed my bag and stepped out the house, and I was greeted by radiant sunshine, fresh air, and it was serene. It was quiet because it was a holiday. And I stepped out of the house and into a new reality. It was the state of flow.
Mm.
And my body relaxed, and there was joy inside of me. And I heard, let go, let God. Your feet are now in charge of your path. I said, okay, cool.
Sorry. Can you repeat that again? Because it's very powerful. Repeat those words again.
Let go, let God. Your feet are now in charge of your path.
I love that. I love that.
So my feet guided me downhill in the sunny street, downhill towards the sea. There was a shopping area. Everything was peaceful, quiet, sunny. I had no thoughts, no expectations, just this amazing joy, this joy beyond words in my body. And in the shopping area, I saw Peter's car outside of his real estate office. I was surprised because he was supposed to be on holidays. So I went in, he looked at me, very surprised. I told my story and he said, well, now it's you. But I cannot help you except you can park your gear in my spare room and Rob will come back soon. Collect your stuff and you're good to go. And I parked my stuff in his office, in his spare room. And Rob offered me to, if I don't have a place for the night, I can sleep on their sofa in the living room because they have the house full with guests and friends for the holidays. So again, next step taken. And now my feet went to there was a park near to the shopping mall. Mm-hmm. My feet went there and it was spring. The mimosa trees were in full bloom. It was lush yellow, beautiful smell. I sat down underneath a tree and I leaned back to the tree, on the tree. I merged with the tree, like the tree, the smell, the feel of spring in the air. And life felt so good. Mm-hmm. Then my mobile rang, bring me back to the here and now. And it was a good friend of mine. And I knew I owned him $200. And I knew he had a house full of guests. And I thought, my mind was worrying, shall I take the call? And my hand decided yes. So he was over the moon. He was all by himself because his guests were stuck on Madrid airport. His partner has left to meet with her grandkids in the UK. He was lonely. He was bored. Asking me, would you like to go with me to our favorite restaurants in the countryside? Sure, of course I was. And So we had a beautiful day. The restaurant was unique. It was in old farmhouse, an orchard, and they had dining tables underneath the flowering trees, and it was just beautiful. And all the way, say when I sat underneath the tree, the joy in me was expanding. When I was with him in this beautiful place, the joy was still expanding. And then he was asking me, by the way, how's your business? How's your flatmate? So in this state of joy, I was sharing what happened. He looked at me. Are you kidding me? Because my situation and my energy did not match. So I explained to him, and everything went well after that. So I really surrendered. And in this surrender, there was this joy. My mind had no chance to worry because I was really overflowing with joy. I say the joy was inside of me and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And joy is a state of being. It is not an emotion, it is a state of being, and it is very powerful. So the most scariest moment that could have been a disaster turned into a blessing.
Love that. Love that. What's the main lesson you learned through that, and what was that trying to tell you and teach you, this entire process?
Really let go, let God, and go with the flow. Be present, not in a dreamy state. Really be here now. Be consciously aware. And so the lesson and everything is there every day, and be there every day.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever happens, I know from this, it will turn out better than I could have imagined.
Indeed. Indeed. Wow. What a beautiful story. And then you mentioned that you had a succession of other miracles happening in your life. Tell us about a couple, at least one more of those. Because that's a very fascinating and inspiring story for other people, whether they're maybe going through their rock bottom right now or no.
Back then in Spain, things are very different. And there was this real estate bubble getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I had a sense sooner or later it will burst.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a beautiful holiday area, but there was drug issues even back then. It was sneaking in slowly. And I felt I'm sort of in a paradise, but it might turn. So there was this feeling, there was nothing obvious back then, but I felt there is no point really going back. No point really staying there. I need to go back. I did not really want to, but it felt the right thing to do. Then again, it was before the internet, and it was just when mobile phones started.
The flip-flops.
And during all this time, I realized that friends become acquaintances, and acquaintances just get lost. And family, well, family is family. Not really helpful with me because that's a different story. Anyways, I knew I had to go back, and how to. Well, I was writing letters to 2 friends, and one was calling me. It was a good friend. We were sort of, you can think of him as my brother. It was a very deep soul friendship. And I shared my story with him. And he said, well, come back. I cannot really help you, but I have somebody you can talk to. And I just had enough money for the plane ticket, and it was scheduled 5 weeks later in early January. So I sat there in my beautiful sunny place in Spain. I knew making plans did not really work, because how to plan? I knew I go back to, well, I thought I go back to a place I knew, but it has changed drastically. But anyway, so I was just thinking, what do I want and what do I need?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was sort of an illusion, but I thought, anyways, this is what I want. And what I wanted is, I want to find a place to rent within 1 week. And it should be, because I was going back to Düsseldorf and I knew the place very well. So I said, okay, I want to live in this area and I need this in my place. I know I don't have much money, so I want to have this and this and this and that. And within 2 weeks, I want to have a job. I need income. So I'm in my flight. I had a hotel and I found the place I had envisioned.
Wow.
And this again was, say, a mirror. Say, I came back. I was hit, well, culture shock again. It was gray. It was cold. People were, well, not unfriendly. They were sort of grumpy, gray and grumpy. Coming from a holiday area back to Central Europe, gray, grumpy, busy.
Cold. Yeah.
And cold. So I catched a cold. And I knew I had to get the paper on Saturday. There was 2 places that suited. I saw the first one, forget about it. The second one, and by now I did not have an appointment, calling the number, and it was the wife of the landlord, and she said, well, you're a bit late, but my husband has one last appointment, and here is the address, and you just show up there. So I showed up there. She told him that I'm coming too. Well, I was not what he expected. The other guy, it was a student, and he was just in love with him because that young man was his younger self. And now there was this strange lady coming from Spain out of nothing. And said, okay. And he really said, I must be mad. I'm willing to give you the contract. I must be mad because the young man is really the tenant I'm looking for. I must be mad, but I give you a chance. We now make a contract because it was Saturday, and I want you to pay deposit in cash by Tuesday evening.
Mm.
I think it was 2,000 euro. I did not have the money available because I had my account in Spain, cash. So anyways, I remembered 3 good friends. I was calling them up, and each of them said, well, that's a lot of money, but can you give a part of it? So by Tuesday, I had the cash. So the landlord was very surprised, but he gave me the contract. And 2 weeks later, I got the job. So I was, and many people said, yeah, it's good luck or a miracle. What is the difference? I was getting out of my way. I was asking friends. I was being there with this landlord and just insisting because I had to get this. And he noticed,
Mm-hmm.
I have to give it to you. I must be mad. Yeah, he had to give it to me because that was my life plan.
What a story. You know, I've experienced and learned in my life. I've been to quite a few trips to hell and back, rock bottom a few times. And I realized that to some people, it might look like good luck or miracles. But when you have your back against the wall, you have no other option, no choice. You take the action that you must take, even to go through the day. Just like you mentioned, you have a place to stay, maybe not even money to eat. You did what you had to do. You surrendered. You stop getting out of your own way, and then the universe brought the right people, the right circumstances, the right opportunities, opened the right doors, because you took that first step. And that to someone from outside might look like, oh, she's lucky or he's lucky. No, it's not luck. I'm a firm believer that we create our own luck based on the actions we take, on what we entertain here, what we speak, and the action that come as a result of this and this and this. So I fully believe that we create our own luck. I've seen that happen in my life and the lives of everyone that I know. I've been to some very tough spots, but somehow, some way, the universe always got me out of this. Not just because I'm lucky or privileged, but because I surrendered, I stopped getting in the way, and I did what I had to do.
Exactly, because many people think surrender is passivity. It is not. You surrender to the situation, you stop resisting, but you need to take actions and you need to move forward in a way you did not plan or could imagine.
Absolutely. And I would venture to say that some of the greatest ideas, some of the greatest business, some of the greatest breakthroughs will come when you literally have your back against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you open yourself to incredible, as long as you open yourself to and you surrender, you stop getting out of the way, to incredible inspiration. Like, for example, the 3 decisions that completely changed my life: starting my podcast, starting my academy, sharing my story in my first book, and then saying yes to sharing my story on a TED Talk. All of those have become as a result of me going through some very difficult situation, but those difficult situations, in a way, I wouldn't say forced me, but led me, guided me
Mm-hmm.
to really stop getting out of the way and listen to that voice, to that gut feeling, to your hunches, listen to your soul, and ask yourself the right questions. And once you do that, Anna, or amazing Anna, one of the greatest breakthroughs for me has been to realize that we can have access to all of the answers, all of the wisdom, if you can just shut up and go within. Listen to that voice, that hunch feeling, your gut feeling. Reconnect with your soul. That for me has been the greatest breakthrough in life so far. Yes, it's important to have friends, families, experts to get their feedback. But ultimately, the last call is on you.
Mm-hmm.
That to me has been probably the greatest lesson I've learned so far in my life.
That's beautiful. And you're here to share it.
That's it. And it's actually one of the topic of my TED Talk. The 2 things, just like you mentioned, change. The theme of the TED Talk was chance for change.
Mm-hmm.
What really changed you? For me, the 2 things that changed my life and saved my life: understanding the tremendous power of question and asking the right questions, of asking, what have I done to deserve this? Why? And complain like a little baby. Instead, ask, what is this trying to teach me? What is the lesson for me to learn to that? And I will add a third one to that. What is that trying to tell you?
Mm-hmm.
The second piece of the puzzle is to reconnect with yourself, listen to your soul, listen to your gut feeling, that voice in your head, your hunches, your intuition, because that's your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 things have literally saved my life. And everything, as I said, what changed my life and turned my life around was as a result of those 2 things: asking the right question and reconnecting within.
And listening to the answer and take action.
Absolutely, the right action. Yes, that's so beautiful. Thank you for bringing this point. That's something a lot of people seem to miss, because again, they're getting on their own way, in meaning they let the ego guide them and not their heart, not their
Mm-hmm.
soul. I saw a quote. There's a fantastic movie called The Green Book. Highly recommend it. At the end of the movie, the main character, he says, and I'll never forget that, he says, the world is full of people waiting for the other person to make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she should call me. She should apologize. He should be the one coming to me. No, put your ego to the side. Be the bigger man, a bigger woman. Say, listen, I'm sorry. Or thank you. Because that can literally open up the world for you. How many beautiful stories, beautiful loves, beautiful partnerships, beautiful businesses have been not able to fulfill because of someone's ego getting in the way?
It's like they say, become like a child again, childlike, be open, have no expectations, have no worries, and don't take no for an answer in a positive way. Just keep going. And like kids on the playground, asking to play together or just acting differently.
They may fall, but they get up right away. They may get a little scratch, but they get up right away.
And what is called failure later on is just part of your success story.
It's lessons. Failure is not a failure. Failure is a lesson. That's how we learn.
Yeah.
Everything me and you and everybody in the world we have learned, the first time we failed. Even walking, even standing.
Exactly.
Thank God our parents did not give up on us. Imagine parent giving up on the child after the first. Oh, come on, you're not good. You can't even get up, get lost. No, imagine the tragedy. That's a very silly example, but just imagine the tragedy. So yeah, I love that. I love that. Beautiful. So Anna, amazing Anna, tell us now about your business. How are you making the world a better place around you and around the world, and what's your impact?
I'm a catalyst for joyful change because I have many experiences with joy and non-joy and how to make it joy again, make joyful again. I'm a quantum leap facilitator. The mundane word would be transformational mentor as the foundation. And I help people to become what they are meant to be, to get out of the many boxes confining you. And the boxes are your beliefs. I offer you to unbox yourself because you are a gift to the world. What else? It is when you really, there's so much more to life and you don't know how to access it. So with this, I can help because each of us, we are meant, people depend on you to become what you are meant to be because you are the one that is helping them. When you are stepping into the role, into your mission, it might look mundane to you, but your gift is something that somebody or many somebodies desperately need.
You're speaking my language. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I always say, yes, I'm cheering for you. Friends, family, God are cheering for you. But the most important people cheering for us are people who don't see yet. And these are our future clients waiting for us, that are needing us. And the 5D, they're saying, come on, get out of your own way. Stop overthinking. Step into the person you're meant to, because we desperately need you. Because when I saw a powerful video this morning is when you share your gifts, you're basically changing lives. And when you're not sharing your gift, when you're not stepping up, you're doing a disfavor to yourself, your family, your friends, the people that need your gifts, because there are people that desperately need your gifts. And if you decide not to do that because of whatever reason, mental blocks or self-belief or whatever, you're doing a disservice to the entire humanity universe. from my understanding, because these people want and help what we have. And we all have gifts that are beautiful, that are worthy to be shared.
And we don't perceive it because it's so normal to us, and somebody else desperately needs it.
We all make that mistake to undervalue our gifts because for us, they're nothing special. It's second nature.
Exactly.
Just like in the book Le Petit Prince, Saint-Exupéry. He traveled the world in search of happiness and love, while he had love right, as we say in French, right under his nose, right where he was. He just had to stay, open his eyes wider, and look a little bit down. He had that beautiful woman that was meant for him right where he was living. But instead, he went around the world. But that was a great experience for him to realize, hey, stay where you are. That doesn't mean you cannot expand and explore, but be open, be aware of what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
And don't discard anything. Don't undervalue the gifts in your life, whether they're people, qualities, experiences, wisdoms, opportunities. Embrace them.
Yes, embrace is very important. Embrace what is, because you only can change your situation when you embrace, when you accept what is. For example, you're in a northern country and it starts snowing and you're not prepared. And you're grumpy. And your driveway is full of snow. The only thing is accept it, get your shovel, and get it cleared.
And dress appropriately. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to adapt to our environment, from something as simple as the way you dress for the weather, but also mindset wise, the people around you, the opportunities. But as you said, it all starts with releasing, getting yourself out of your own way, stop overthinking, and just surrender and embrace. What's meant for you will come to you. Who's meant for you will come to you. As long as you open yourself to it. You cannot just sit on the couch with your phone, be grumpy, playing video games or whatnot, and just waiting for miracles to fall in your lap. That's not going to happen.
No.
You got to get yourself out of there. And it all starts here. And and then here. So here, and here. And then the feet. But yeah, awesome. So tell us about your business and who's your ideal client? Or rather, who's the person that you can help at the highest level?
The one who wants to become what they are meant to be. To be, it's like be who you are meant to be. To do what you are meant to do. And have what you are meant to have.
Mm-hmm.
How to put it in one sentence?
Make it 2 sentences.
2 sentences. It is people that sometimes are searching for something they cannot grasp, and they are searching, looking on the internet or wherever they are searching, and suddenly they find me somewhere, my website, or something where I'm on, like on this talk. It is luck, or say magic. Again, the magic. There is a higher force at work. So when you just know there's something, I don't have a plan, I don't know the path, but you keep going, or rather, your destination, your mission is pulling you through all this mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how big of inside your approach, your program is helping people that are ready to become who they are, to be who they are, to understand that they have all the power, that they simply need to, and that they can manifest their dream life by opening themselves and becoming receptive to the true desires, to the true heart, to the true and listening to the soul. How important in your approach is that?
It is a very deep transformational process, and it is different for everyone.
Sure.
So what you mentioned is part of it, but it's not everyone needs all of this. So it is a very personal, individual, unique process. My work is not a one size fits all. It is very unique. And that is why I can only work with the unique people that match with me or I with them. And yeah.
Beautiful. Love that. Share with us an example of the most remarkable transformation you've seen from one of your clients so far.
I was working with a homeless guy.
Wow.
And because he had really potential, he had, very bad luck, marriage issues, lost the job, and everything went wrong. But there was this fire within him, and he knew there is a way out. He had no clue. And because of his good heart and his potential, I felt, yes, I feel I can work with you. I can guide you out of this mess. And I know you have no money, and we both know we don't know when you will have money. But we made an agreement that he will pay X amount, which was outrageous for his situation, when he has reached certain points. And it was not the usual client that you have your session each week. So it was like a bit fluid. So within about, I think it was 9 months, like a pregnancy, within 9 months.
Rebirth, yeah.
Yeah, he was rebirthed, finding small jobs, bigger jobs, because he was very qualified. And he sort of came through the back door back into the business world.
Wow.
And he needed this. And during his time on the streets, he met some very rough guys in shelters. And so part of his work then was helping men to get a different idea about what it means to be a man, especially in this world now. So this was the most amazing the most amazing case, if you will. It was not a case. I don't have cases. I work with people.
Yeah.
But it was the most incredible example of what can happen.
Wow, I'm getting goosebumps. So thank you first of all for your heart and helping a man in such a predicament. That's beautiful. But what's even more beautiful at the time when we go to that is definitely not beautiful. When that man lost everything, literally everything, and he was on the street, he had to go through that. The universe brought him with you. You helped him get back out of it as a big sister, as an activator, as a mentor, and then now that led him to finding his true calling, which is helping other men. Isn't that's the most beautiful thing in
it is
all of that? Finding your true purpose. Wow. And this is why I always say, your crap is your gold, because what you went through didn't happen to you, but for you, because what you overcame, then those become your story. And then your story becomes your gift. And ultimately your gifts become your duty and responsibility to share them with people around you, around the world that are going through that right now.
Exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that man now, how is he doing now?
We lost touch.
Oh, okay.
But I know he's doing well, because when he got his feet back on the ground, and we stopped working, he was checking up, say, once a year or so. And I haven't heard of him 1.5 years. but it's like with your child. When your child is out of the house and you don't hear anything of them, they're doing well.
Just like a saying, no news, good news.
Yeah.
Well done to him. And I know he's being protected and guided divinely.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the saying is, pay it forward. We all come at a moment that either it's us going to our, when we
Oh,
are,
by the way, sorry
correct.
to interrupt you, paying forward.
Yeah.
So, so this man had a very interesting experience and lesson. So he learned that say when you have a program, when you have a mentor and you are successful and you pay a price and everything looks like balanced, then he learned there was some guy said, okay, I earned so much. It gave me so much, much more than the price. And back then, say 1 year later, 2 years later, coming back to this experience, the lessons learned, he said, thinking to himself, what is this worth now? So what is, say, the interest? And the man he was learning about paid it to his mentor. And he was so impressed. So one day I had money on my bank account, surprisingly from him.
Wow.
Said, thank you so much. Calling him, what's the matter? He said, you can think of it as the interest because what I gained from you is gaining me so much profit, not money-wise, yes, too money-wise, but from the experience and his business and the people he is helping. So he was paying me back.
Beautiful.
Not paying forward, but paying back. But this again, yes, sometimes people receive so much that at a later point they say, I have to balance the scale because it is so much I received. And because of that, I'm still receiving so much more.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that. If we were all to look at our lives, we all have had instances where we were at the lowest, and out of the blue, someone came up in our path that helped us, that when we had nothing, that paid forward to us. And after we got back our feet and we blessed again, then it's our turn to pay the next person and pay back the person that helped us. That's a beautiful circle.
Yeah.
Beautiful circle. And we need that as a creature. We need that because we're all social creatures. We all want to help each other. And at least for me, when you help someone that has nothing to give you back, the gratitude you see in their eyes, for me, I view that as orgasm for the soul because it really touches you at the deepest level. Goosebumps. That beats any amount of financial blessings that, at least from my perspective, my understanding. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel the same. And I realized sometimes I give something to someone and there is no way they can give something back to me. And at the same time, at a certain situation, somebody out of the blue comes into my life giving me something I did not expect. Some support, some connection.
Yep.
So it is a balanced giving and receiving in a much larger circle. Not I give you, you give me. It's like I'm giving, like I'm receiving, like you're a free challenge, you're giving. And some people just would not have been able to pay for a challenge, and they are receiving, and they are learning, and they are becoming more what they are meant to be. And this is giving back to the whole, to the collective.
Indeed, because we're all drops of the same ocean. When you help someone, you're helping everyone. When you're hurting someone, you're hurting everyone. When you kill someone, you're killing everyone.
Exactly.
It's a universal principle. Love that. Love that. Listen, Anna, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful conversation. Let's start to wrap things up. To finish, I'd like to ask you another series of rapid fire questions. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What has been so far the best piece of advice you've received in your life?
Don't take no for an answer.
I love that. And what has been the worst piece of advice you've received so far?
You have to make do with what you got.
Absolutely. Imagine that you were blessed with a time machine and you can go back in time, sit face to face with an 18-year-old Anna. What's the number one piece of advice you would give to her knowing all that you know now?
Keep going.
I like that. Is that the advice you wish you were given when you were 18?
Yeah. Because there were times I really wanted to, well, even leave this world.
Oh, really? Wow. That could be a topic for another episode. That would be a fascinating topic, actually, to talk about that. What kept you going? What stopped you from living?
That's a different episode indeed.
Yes, let's do that. Okay. I know you will soon have your podcast, but imagine that today you have a very successful podcast and you're interviewing the most special person in the world, and that is yourself. What's the first question that you want to ask yourself? Don't think too much. First thing that comes to your mind.
How did you get here?
And you answer in one short sentence.
Mind is blank. There is no short answer. What is it? Let go and let God.
Keep going. Never surrender. Sorry, never surrender, and stop getting out of your own way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let go, let God, and let your feet guide you. Absolutely, I love that. The last question I ask, and that's my favorite question to ask all my guests, and that is, what is the smallest thing you've done that has had the greatest, deepest, most profound, positive impact in both your life and your business? For example, for me, it's been starting my podcast. What about you, Anna?
Writing my book. It's in the making. It's not written yet.
What's the title of it?
7 Steps to Joyful Change. Subtitle, Impossible is Just a Belief.
Love that. Love that. Can't wait for it to be completed. Do you have a timeline?
By the end of the year.
Beautiful. Once it's out, let me know. We'll bring you back to talk about it. Awesome. Now, if someone wants to connect with you, Anna, what's the best way to do so?
Go to my website, joyful-change.com. Have a look at my website, get an idea about me and my work, and send me an email.
Love that. Love that. We'll put that in the show notes. Listen, Anna, absolutely beautiful conversation. I had a blast. I salute you. You're truly with a heart. Keep shining your light. Keep blessing the world, your presence, your impact, your gifts. And always remember that you yourself, Anna, or rather, amazing Anna, you're a beautiful gift yourself. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay good. Stay awesome. Stay amazing. And talk to you very soon. Take care, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.